Yeah, I know. I miss the beard too. In a way, it's still a little cold. It shocks me how much, you know, how cold it can get out there without your beard. It's like a build your own blanket in a way for your face. But it's springtime and it's a new year. It's new spring. Let's go boldly go forward and fresh starts. We can always hit our own reset button, right? That's what Sega Genesis taught us. New game. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm grinding. Welcome once again. It's time for the Comics Coffee Table. Pull up a chair. Leave the real world's problems over there. Pull up a chair to our coffee table. Grab a cuppa, whatever it is you're stuffing under your nose today. Oh yeah, I got some freshly brewed coffee. Oh, delicious. Thank you. And yeah, we hang out every day. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Daily, we talk about comic books. And we just keep coming back. And that's a good thing. And it's good to see you in the live chat. If I'm able to make the 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern live chat premiere, I love seeing everyone in the live chat. It just warms my heart. And keep the comments coming. This is how we keep the conversation going. This comic book shop style conversation. This show, it started last year with this book, The Golden Age DC Comics. It's a page a day hardcover coffee table book, hence the coffee table. It's been surfing my coffee table ever since it was given to me 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. And we stuck with the coffee table. And it's great. The coffee table was where my friends and I would always commiserate and shoot the breeze. There would be a stack of movies, a stack of music, a stack of books, and also a stack of comic books. Don't rip last week's. Those need bags and boards, you bully. Stack of comic books in the brown paper bag that comes from the local comic book shop. It costs an extra 10 cents, but I don't care. This is what I want. This is part of my experience. It really is, and it's fulfilling. And this show is a big message to remind you to go to your local comic book shop and get your supplies. I'm getting short boxes from now on. The older I get, the heavier these things get. The long boxes do. So I'm doing something about it now. I'm taking this opportunity to rebag, reboard, and rebox my entire collection. And along the way, I'm going to get a ballpark figure of what my collection is worth and how to better grade my comic books. So I got these 2 really great resources. There are links in the description to their Amazon pages if you want your own copies and you can play along at home. It's great. This is the Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics. Really important information. I'm loving this. I'm digging also that I've been a lifelong comic book fan, and I'm learning so much about my lifelong hobby. Things I never knew before. And this has been a really good educational experience. I do have a caveat, though. If you have any serious questions about the condition or value of your comic books, then get your butt to your local comic book shop, the LCS. They can answer your questions. They should be able to grade that book and give you an estimate or something, or put you in the on the path to a professional grading system. While you're at the LCS, the local comic book shop, the mom and pop brick and mortar shop, buy your supplies there. I'm buying these short boxes now. I'm also buying bags. I'm waiting for Mylars to come in, but these will do for now. I'll save the Mylars for the really, really nice ones. But it's good because as I'm going through this, rebagging, reboarding, reboxing, I'm flagging these finds in my collection, especially first appearances. Those are where the real value is. I'm also noticing that, I should have been using boards the entire time. All of my funny books seem to suffer from spine roll, therefore devaluing their overall grading. There's a 10-point grading system that is pretty much the industry standard. And there are a couple of variants here and there but they're elaborations, but they fit within that 10-point system, and it's been fun to find out more and more about that. But yeah, we do this show for educational and entertainment purposes only. We are learning about this, and we're learning together. But yeah, like I said, if you have any professional questions, go to your LCS and ask the owner and the staff. They'll be happy to help you. And they want your business too. So get your supplies at your local comic book shop. All right, let's get to it. What's in the bag? What's in the bag, Pika? We'll find out. Well, fix yourself. He can't fix himself. He's a stuffed animal. Pre-recorded live before a studio audience of stuffed animals from our Boston studios. The Comics Coffee Table. If it's Sunday, that means it's New Release Sunday. I am going back to the local comic book shop every Wednesday now to get new releases that are on the shelves. While I'm there, picking up supplies and occasional back issues. I was on a mission to find a certain back issue. I found it. I was reunited with an old friend, and I'm very grateful that I got it at a very nice price, too. But yeah, let's get to it. I'll save that for last. But this week, we got Action Comics 1053 at the price of $4.99. This is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and really good art by Rafa Sandoval. It used to be, he goes by Rafa now. Yeah, I believe that's the same artist formerly known as Rafael Sandoval, but I could be wrong. This could be a different person. I do like seeing all the different people in the Superman family. I love the design of the Chinese Superman's logo. I love that yin and yang. Why wouldn't I? Look at my own logo. That's my logo. I drew that. That's an within the stylized diamond shape in the Superman, iconic color scheme. The super mantra, I call it. I also got a QR code sticker. Seriously, I got these. I got a box of business cards about 2 years ago when I made the decision to be a content creator. I thought it would be great to show it to give them out at cons, and I did. But I chose not to have a QR code because I just thought they were ugly. I wanted something prettier or handsomer. But yet all the cards I got from other people at cons all have QR codes, and I found myself to, you just made yourself, you made it difficult for the expectation of someone to succinctly find your station and get your, it's to get more subscribers and to turn people on, to get more viewers, of course, shamelessly. So what I did was, I got a roll of stickers. I got myself a QR code for the YouTube channel. And I'm just going through my box and stickering them. Putting them in the corner, And that's that. And hopefully we'll get some new members soon. And you'll see new faces and new voices in the chat and in the comments. I think that would be great. I hope you do too. And yeah, let's get to it. So let's see. I gotta be careful with that one. Yeah, this is Action Comics. I guess I'm in. This is my 4th issue in a row, and it's got a backup issue. And it's the backup story so flat. I think that's digital art. I could be wrong, but I don't know. It's not. It's yeah, I don't know. It wasn't made for me. You know what I mean? It's made by girls for girls, and boys are always welcome. Yeah, sure. If you say so, I know. I get it. You know what I mean? This is, diversity and representation in action, and that's that. There's also a backup feature. You know what I mean? Jan Jurgens from the Lois and Clark. This is the pre-Flashpoint Superman and Lois and John as a kid. So it's okay. you know. And yeah, so the Sandoval art's okay. I mean, like, the story's okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'm bored already. I mean, it's just Metallo, and you know, if you've been paying attention to the press on this about Dawn of DC, you know that everything's got to be leading up to another Brainiac thing, man. Yay, Brainiac. Okay. Now this ended up being really awesome. This is the cover, okay? This is the Unstoppable Doom Patrol. This is the back cover. All right. $4.99 variant. This is a variant issue. Okay. So this is the Unstoppable Doom Patrol #1. Have you seen the TV show on HBO? I have. I got season 1 on Blu-ray back in my Heroes in Crisis enforced embargo of DC Comics. I'm refused. I didn't want to spend any money with DC Comics for several years because of that. I'm only beginning to go back very recently, and because of people like Wes at Comics at Thinking Critical and the Comics Aficionados and the panels, and they've really talked me into like, hey, now's the time to go back. Get Jeremy Adams, get Philip Kennedy Johnson, get the Mark Waid. You know what I mean? This is the Joshua Williamson stuff is pretty good too. This is Dennis Culver wrote this, but the artist is Chris Burnham. Chris Burnham did a lot of things with Grant Morrison for Batman, and especially Batman. So the Doom Patrol visit Gotham, and it's that really nice Batman by Chris Burnham. He pencils and inks his own stuff. This is really fun if you're a Doom Patrol fan, and it just gets you right into it. It goes right for the Morrison quirkiness right off the bat, and brings in Monsieur Mala and the Brain, which is pretty fun. And that's about it though. But I hear this is a mini. It might be 6 or 7 issues, and that Burnham's getting off the title at issue 3. So I feel like this is written for the trade in a way. And the reason why I got this was for the Chris Burnham art. I love Chris Burnham's art. Something like Nameless with Grant Morrison on Image about 10 years ago. It was just an abuse of his talents, I felt, because he was making this beautiful, like Renaissance style, like Inferno hellscapes. Yet it was torture porn in a way too. I just didn't feel like it was very well intended. I didn't know there's no redeeming quality to that. Those 8 issues, and I got those in a long box. I want to hopefully I can get rid of them. Maybe I can sell them to somebody, who's into that stuff. Okay, but this is Crazy Jane. Is that appropriate to say anymore? That's her name. That's her character name. She has a split personalities or dissociative identity disorder, and every one of her identities has a different superpower, and so she'll morph into that character. So this is a scratch off, so you can take like a coin and scratch off the silver on the mirror here, so Jane will see what 5 characters are hidden behind this mirror. I've seen the Chainsaw Nun, and I don't know who the other 4 are, and I don't care. And you know what? I'm not going to scratch this, and I'm going to put a piece of paper in between this and the bag when I board it. Yul Carter, friend of the show, the owner of Fantastic Comics in Berkeley, California, had a great. He was like, hey, because your plastic's going to stick to this, and so when you're pulling it out, it's gonna, you need a buffer. The plastic could, stick to it, and you're gonna ruin, your investment in this. Maybe I should get it slabbed. No. Comics should be read. This is a really fun comic to read. I mean, the panels are really good. It's got good pacing. It just kind of like, I don't know. It's good. This would make a great issue 0. It just gets you up to speed. PDQ. It's got also an old X-Men vibe too. I know Doom Patrol came first. X-Men came second. So the Doom Patrol, was the X-Men were always some kind of Doom Patrol ripoff in a way. So it kind of returns to that vibe. I'm getting like Professor X vibes off of Crazy Jane's The Chief, and it's pretty fun. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, and but yeah, I love Burnham Art, and so I'm glad I got it. Will I stick with it? No. The answer is no. That's all. Yeah, I'm gonna devote that space, that attention, and money towards Mark Waid and Dan Moore's Shazam, and Jeremy Adams' The Green Lantern. But I'm following Adams from Flash to Green Lantern. Yet, let's see what Cy Spurrier does, and I'll be interested in getting those. But I am more interested in single issues than I ever am in trade paperbacks anymore. I'm into comic books, not trade paperbacks. I'm into comic books. This is an amazing comic book. It's from the mind of Mark Millar, with the art by Frank Whiteley. And Mark Millar, he's been a comic book creator for about a quarter century now. And he's got a great YouTube station where he interviews his peers. And he's got great relationships with industry professionals. And one of them is Frank Whiteley, the artist. And I just watched a 2.5 hour long new release interview with Mark Millar and Frank Whiteley. And they're old mates. And they talk about this night drinking and that night drinking. And, we got so wasted that night. And, we didn't have money that night. We were so young. And it's just this, very wonderful, charming friendship being, along the way, telling the story of comic books and producing comic books and chasing the dream and getting hired and being able to do this dream job. And it's just wonderful. Those two just had such, and they're both Scottish, and they were discernible. They put on their best accents for us, and I'm impressed. Thank you, boys. And this is a really amazing comic book. I really, really, really appreciated it and liked it a lot. He's gonna switch up the artists for all 6 issues, but this one was done by Frank Whiteley, who not only penciled and inked this, he did the coloring as well. And this is just such a magnificent piece done by a master artist who knows his craft. This is peak comic book storytelling. Panels, pacing, dialogue, narrative captions, flashbacks, just wonderful progression of the story. And by the end of it, we're left with our jaws dropped, literally. I'm not going to even spoil it because that would do it no justice. I was on the fence for getting this. I really was, I don't know if I was really sold on it. I got the last issue that was on the shelf at new release day on last Wednesday at 3 p.m. So this was like the last issue. It was probably at 3:15, 3:20 or so. You might even remember if you're in the live chat. I brought you in on my pocket, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting this one. I'm getting this one. I'm getting this one. And I got this one for no other reason why, because it was the last copy. I'm like, you know what? I am a fan of these two. This battery, and once again, it's a baseball terminology. It's the pitcher and the catcher, and they set up the pacing of the game, or used to before the pitch clock. Let's see how that goes. That's something new for this year. And I've yet to see it in play either, so maybe I should sit down and watch a Red Sox game later today or something, and get used to this no pitch clock thing. Why not? Well, love the Red Sox. Boston born. Live! Pre-recorded live from our Boston studios. Yeah, but it's so weird. I know. I'm getting used to it. Oh boy. But this is a good comic experience. It makes me proud to be a comic book fan. This is the top shelf. Millar World on Image. Come and get it. He's also got Nightclub, about the vampires at $1.99. He knows he's not making any money off of this, and he doesn't care. It's a publishing thing. This is about publishing. This is what I love coming back to about comic books. A lot of the times we get so wrapped up in this or that and the other thing, and we forget that these are magazines, these are periodicals, these are publications, and this is great. This has no ads. There's no wasted space in this whatsoever. None. No wasted story beats. Yeah, and no ads. And how much did this cost? This costs $3.99. $1 less than the DC comic books. And the talent on this book itself comparatively outweighs anything on the DC stack. Well, with the exception, this was good too. Okay, this is the last of the new releases of this week. I got 4. I've been buying this since issue 1. This is really great. Todd Knock was big in the 90s and has this like very kinetic, youthful style. Not quite anime-like, but somewhere like about like Mike Roengo or Humberto Ramos, maybe even Ethan Van Sciver before, in his like the Harris days. There was a certain style, and it was just so well done. I love Jeff Johns. Look at all the characters. Some of these are new IPs, and these are kid sidekicks lost in history. It's like this is the Stargirl and the Lost Children. Well, the Lost Children are on this island that's outside of time, and the child stealer, or whatever the hell she is, keeps stealing the kid sidekicks out of the time stream and puts them on this island, kind of like just the island of Lost Boys and Peter Pan. They don't age. They've been there forever, but like they've just got there. They're all from different. A big group of them are from the Golden Age. So these are just new sidekicks to old properties. Like Jay Garrick, canonically, Jane and Joan Garrick never had a daughter. But here, we have the Boom. And that's her, and she was like pulled out of the continuity. Look, she's like, wears a variant of her dad's costume. And her name's Judy. And Judy Garrick. I just think that's awesome. I'm loving the story. And look at the panels. I mean, just like a great progression. Like, and that's Red Arrow. I believe that's Oliver Queen's kid's sister. I don't know who her mom is. Like, I didn't watch Arrow, so I know like maybe she's like maybe if you know who this is. Like I could look it up, but half the fun is talking to you. So tell me more about the new teen sidekick, Red Arrow, if you're a Green Arrow fan. I mean, but oh my goodness, this Judy Garrick, she's so adorable, like the all-American girl. And you get that Mary Marvel kind of vibe. And she's so heroic, and she's so powerful. I mean, this is really fun. And it wraps up next month and with issue 6. Again, this is something like this is most definitely written for the trade, meaning like it's a 3-act story broken up into 6 issues. Eventually going to be collected, but on the way there, you know what I mean? Let's fulfill the comic book promise of making actual comic books. But yeah, so I don't mean to say anything negative about it per se. It's just more of there's no tension in this. I mean, I guess the only tension I have in this is what will become of Wing. Wing is the 8th member of the 7 Soldiers of Victory. Wing is the Crimson Avengers sidekick. And canonically, Wing sacrifices his life to bring the JSA out of, whatever limbo that they were in, or the 7 Soldiers. He sacrifices his life to save, and this was like a Bronze Age, maybe late Silver Age, Bronze Age. I mean, the We can only look this up. Stand by. You guessed it. We're reading from a wiki. That's right. It's from the DC database, dc.fandom.com/wiki/Wing Hao. Remember Wing Hao? Wing is it? That's his name. Wing is it was an Asian kid, a Chinese immigrant who moved to America, and he grew up in New York, and he didn't have an accent. He had a New York accent. He didn't have the stereotypical Chinese accent. He was an all-American boy, and he was the Crimson Avenger's sidekick. And when the Justice League and Justice Society joined forces against Iron Hand, this was okay. His death was Justice League number 100, August of 1972, in the Bronze Age of comic books, when the Justice League and Justice Society joined forces against Iron Hand and retrieved the 7 Soldiers of Victory from their scattered locations in space and time, to which they had been scattered by the cosmic entity known as the Nebula Man. It was revealed that Wing had sacrificed his own life to defeat the supervillain's weapon. So without having to corrupt the time stream, I mean, like, are they gonna save Wing? I'm looking forward to knowing that. And that's part of the thrill of, like, serialized entertainment. I know I said there was no tension in this, but I'd like to see what they're gonna do with Wing. I would love to see them bring Wing back and have him, maybe be like a Captain America, time lost from the 1940s in our 21st century, and getting a hold of this brand new world through the old world's eyes. You know what I mean? And yeah, and so while I was there at the comic book store, I went through. I wrote this down, okay? Because if you remember last week, we reviewed Valiant's Exo Man of War, Unconquered #1 by Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad, with art by Liam Sharp. I'm not the biggest fan of Sharp's art. It's really good, yeah, but it's just like you can say something's really good and not be a fan of it. I mean, like lobster, like bisque, or I can have a couple of spoons of it, but overall I don't like chowders and I don't like lobster. But I know a great lobster bisque when I see and smell one. So it's like I don't have to like it to know it's good. And so I'm not knocking the writers either. It's literally my first experience with these two writers, a husband-wife team, and they do a lot of comics lately. But this was just not the Exo Man of War I was looking for. And I know that this is probably some kind of 6-issue, 3-issue, 6-issue, 8 issues mini, and that action will happen eventually in this book. But I was looking forward to something a bit more what I was used to reading Exo Man of War literally 30 years ago. And so, as we all know, I love a 0 issue, okay? We know this. I got this for $20. This is the gold cover edition, I believe. It's a variant. If this was a 9.2, it would go for $45. But a very fine in 8.0 goes for $21. This is from August of 1993. Exo Man of War, issue number 0. This, my friends, is a very, very, very well done comic book. This is a superhero comic book. Look at this art by Joe Quesada. All right, it's inked by Jimmy Palmiotti. The whole book is drawn by this crew as well. It's penciled by Joe Quesada and inked by Jimmy Palmiotti, and this is a foiled embossed cover. And this is an issue 0, and I love issues number 0. And just look at the storytelling. Look at how alien this is. You really need to get into the art and because it's all show don't tell. There's no dialogue here except for the exception of the establishing narrative. Say 10,000 years ago on a planet beyond the boundaries of the Milky Way. And this is like, for me, I'm looking at this. This is a 30-year-old comic book. And here we have our art credits. Bob Layton wrote this. He was also the editor-in-chief at the time, too. See that? Yeah. I mean, this is just great. But these these panels. Like, what is going on here? It's so gross and alien and slimy, and it's all show don't tell. There's no dialogue. This is the genesis of the suit. Here we go. There's your indicia colophon, as we like. And it comes to dings on here. I'm not sure. This is. I think this is just a very fine, it's well copy. I mean, this is a readable copy. And then, so it all forms into the ring that eventually Eric, our goth here, will eventually, and it just tells the origin story of Eric. Versus the Romans, and then it's an alien abduction, and his spirit of being just like a barbarian warrior of his time in a way. He's abducted by aliens, and he gets to escape, and along the way he's enslaved by these aliens, and he finds a way out. I love that. Look at that panel, Adam. Wow, isn't that great? And going on around the same time, too, was Deathmate. Oh, my God, Deathmate. Deathmate needs its own show. I think I need to start hustling down some Deathmate copies, too. I would love to just own a slice of comic book history. Why the hell would you want to get Deathmate? I don't want to get it. I just want to own it. I just want to look at them. I just want to feel them. The foil, the embossing of the covers. It's just, it's just so 90s. Image and Valiant. It's the joke in Mallrats. I don't care when two competing comic book companies make competing foil embossed covers. I'm a girl, damn it. I like to do girl things. And this is it just sets everything up. Eric gets the suit, and he has to go home. But remember, he's from like 500 AD, and when he returns home, it's basically the now. So he's a man at a time. 399 AD was when he was a child and saw his parents get butchered by Romans, and where he took up arms against them. So it takes really out there Mobius style art and sci-fi and melds it something really grounded with something like barbarian, Conan-ish kind of stuff. And Exo Man of War was really good one time. So hopefully this will, get better, but will I be there for it? No. Because nah. But I'm here for this. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We talk about comic books every day, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Join us at our comics coffee table. Pull up a chair. Bring a cup of whatever it is you're putting under your nose today. Please like and subscribe. I would like to earn your subscription. Turn on those notifications. Ring that bell. Be part of this. And it's good to see you all. Thank you so very much. We will see you again tomorrow in those funny pages. Ciao. Bye-bye.